Chapter 41. Around 4 o'clock, Elisa took Jenny by the hand and headed across the street to the Finney's house. After a day spent unpacking, Catherine and Paul began off going to the barbecue. They wanted to relax and take naps. As mother and daughter tentatively entered the fenced backyard through the gate, Susan saw them and hurried over with two little girls toddling behind her. "We're so glad you came. Let me introduce you around to everyone." Elisa met at least 20 people, trying to remember names and knowing that she wouldn't while Jenny and James ran away to frolic with Buddy. The Finnish black and white Brittany Spaniel. Chicken sticks were cooking aromatically on the grill alongside aluminum foil wrapped loaves of garlic bread. Along a long buffet table was covered with a red, white, and blue striped tablecloth, and a huge centerpiece of flowers Elisa recognized as cut from the gardens that edged the yard. James Finney offered her a drink. What would it be? Iced tea? How about a little vodka in that? Offered her host. Even better, Elisa smiled. She took a seat in one of the chairs and took a quick count of the guests, an even number of men and women. She assumed she was the only single woman in the party. "Elisa, if I may call you that," said one of the women, whose name she couldn't remember. "I can tell you how everyone has been buzzing about you moving into the neighborhood." "Please, of course you should call me Elisa, and I can tell you how happy I am to be here. Jenny and I were really looking forward to moving out the city. I'm hoping we can have a more normal, quieter life here." "Yes," clucked the woman. "I read in the paper about the nasties you went through. I hope you will be very happy out here." One of the men she met in. "Well, I hate to burst anyone's bubble, but everything's not perfect in suburbia. Did you hear that there was another robbery? The Palumbos got back from vacation and found their house totally stripped." "How many is that now?" someone asked. "6 this summer, that I know of," answered another. "And there hasn't been a sign of forced entry in any of them. Either people aren't being careful enough about locking up when they leave or someone has a key." "What about alarm system? You know how it is around here. Some of these people have lived in their houses for 30 years. They moved out when it was real country and no one even thought of having security systems installed." Elisa had been surprised to learn that the Richardsons hadn't had an alarm system. Lois had arranged for one to be installed for her, but the company was so backed up with orders that they weren't going to be able to come out for a few weeks. "Come on, everyone, come and eat," Susan called, placing a huge glass bowl full of spinach salad laced with raisins and onions and drizzled with sweet and sour dressing on the buffet table. People began to rise from their seats. Susan scanned the yard to make sure everything was in order for her guest. As she looked toward the fence gate, her pleasant expression changed. Elisa looked over her shoulder to see Larson Richard approaching. "Larson," Susan said coldly, "how have you been?" "I'm fine, just fine, Susan. I don't mean to crash your party, but I stopped over to welcome Elisa to the neighborhood, and I was told she was over here. How rude of him to come by uninvited. Elisa disliked him even more now that than she had at the closing.